Should I steer clear of you tonight?
I'd like it if you always steered clear of me.
Yeah, but like tonight in particular.
Yes! Hi! Leafs Nation, stand witness for Austin Lucas! Full biblical! Austin Matthews is a Leaf! Why do I watch hockey stressfully? Mostly. Are you in? I need to. I'm sorry. I need to. I'll feel better. Why? Alright, Stu. Alright, no need to cause a scene. Just fix your room. Let's take this, put this over here. Just put back this chair no one sits in. Alright, we are just about ready. No, put it on. It's like you're married to them, you know, in sickness and in health. Or in hockey terms, when they're good and when they're pish! Leafs lose! I'm not entirely sure what the final score. Did they get the empty netter or not? Mrs. Dangle's not home. I'm asking the dogs questions in English. Iggy, Charlie! 3-1. Says here 3-1. Leafs lose 3-1 to the Detroit Red Wings. Alright, this is the third video I've shot in this room today. We did the LFR for their last lackluster loss the night before. Then I did a video that went on Hockey Central, on Sportsnet. And now I'm doing this because the Leafs don't deserve a part of my Saturday right now. So I shoot this Friday night. And you know what? Let's look at it this way. The Leafs played two terrible games, Thursday and Friday. They get Saturday, Sunday, Monday off, and then they have the 100th anniversary game on Tuesday. 1, 2, 3 days off coming up, which is good because they have played terribly for 1, 2, 3 straight games. It can't just be Austin Matthews. It's not. The Borgman goal was nice. The fourth line was on the ice for that goal. They were nice as well. Developing an unhealthy crush on Andreas Borgman? Kasperi Kapanen is threatening to be next. And a minute 58 into the game, my happiness stops. That's the truth. They played good. They played good like the entire first almost. And then what is it? This is why we're changing the format, okay? We're just having a greater discussion, okay? We're gonna figure this out. We're going to! They've looked so bad for a few games now, but they've managed to pull out a few good first periods, which was a problem for a while. So why? Why is it when the second period comes around, boop, they just shut off the Xbox controller? Well, it's the second half of a back-to-back. Well, they got outshot 12-7 in the second period against Minnesota. After the Leafs reversed that and outshoot the Red Wings 12-7 in the first, hey, guess what? You somehow made it worse, getting outshot 13-5 in the second. Weirdly, the Red Wings tied it and took the lead. Matt Martin, interference on Dylan Larkin, power play goal Trevor Daley, and the Red Wings are up. Third period, Tyler Bozak takes a boneheaded interference penalty against guess who? Dylan Larkin. Tatar scores and that iced it. What was super concerning about the second period and the third period, like especially the third period, the Leafs are down 2. They're trying desperately to win this game. Watching them try to, I don't even want to say score a goal because I'm not entirely sure that's what they were trying to do. They were looking at the net like they just discovered it, like, I don't know, I feel like this puck belongs somewhere around there. It does! And I said to myself in the third period, okay, if the Leafs don't score off a deflection, they're not going to score. All this beautiful finesse bar down, pinging in, that's gone. You don't believe me? Watch! Borgman's goal tonight, it looked like it went off Kapanen. I don't know if it did. It went off someone. It looked like it changed his path. Let's call that a deflection. Even if it's not, just keep watching. Then against Minnesota, so we're talking about 2 games now if they get 0 goals, so that's out. Then against Philly, now we're talking about 3 games. JVR scored, that was a deflection, and Marleau scored, that was a terrible, terrible goal for Elliott to allow. In that miracle win against Edmonton where McElhinney stole the show and the Leafs won 1-0, there was 1 goal in that game. It was Zach Hyman. Guess what? Deflection. The Leafs' 4th goal against the Penguins, we're talking about 5 games now. Bozak, deflection. Leafs' 3rd goal of that game, Bozak again, that was a bang-in goal. Nice. And JVR through traffic, Brown scored a nice one, but we basically have to go 5 games back. You're gonna score goals on deflections. As a matter of fact, it's a smart way to get goals, but that is all the Leafs have right now. That seems like an intentional thing to me because it seems like a very simple strategy to get back to basics when you have no confidence in your offensive ability. And then sure enough, the Leafs didn't get a clear shot through. Again, Bozak was somehow the only guy who was able to get them through, and Jimmy Howard stopped them. Leafs lose. Easily and simply because they couldn't get a deflection goal in. Because they certainly weren't going to score some other way. So this is the sort of thing I want to talk about. With 3 days off, okay, we got 3 days to ponder this stuff. I don't want to just yell and scream. I want to figure this out. The only thing that's making me feel good at all about the Leafs right now, and the thing that is pissing me off so much, is I know they're not this bad. I know! even without Matthews. That Komarov, Kadri, Nylander line? Poots! Now, a lot of people have just been mangling Komarov out there, giving him the gears, and you know what? He absolutely deserves it. The guy has not produced this season. He's produced in seasons past, and it's just not good enough. If there is a defensive Leo Komarov, though, it is this. Guess who led all Leaf forwards in ice time in this game, okay? Let's just guess. Komarov with 18 minutes and 37 seconds. Almost 4 minutes on the penalty kill. All right, I get that. 3 minutes on the power play. The guy's got 7 points, Mike. One of which is a power play goal. One of which is a power play assist. 2 points, Mike. This is almost like the Bozak Kadri thing of a few years ago. Look, it's not Tyler Bozak's fault. He's used in the role he was by Randy Carlyle. I'm sure if you were to ask Leo Komarov himself, hey Leo, should you be leading all Leaf forwards in ice time? He'd be like, friggin' no. Nylander with just 13 minutes and 13 seconds in this one. Martin with 7 minutes and 36 seconds. I'm gonna go to bat for Matt Martin in this one. He was one of the Leafs' best forwards. And you know what? I love me a little bit of Josh Levo, and my heart bleeds for the guy. But if Austin Matthews is not back on Tuesday, Kasperi Kapanen better be playing in that game. Bozak had 6 shots in this one. The next leading Leaf was Kadri and Kapanen in that category with 3 apiece. And Kadri played over 4 minutes more than Kapanen did, plus he played 3 minutes and 4 seconds on the power play to Kasperi Kapanen's 0 seconds! Getting away from screaming for a sec, some food for thought from Scott Wheeler. A lot of talk about Babcock and usage, and it's all merited. Worth noting, though, Leafs' schedule to start the year has been borderline ridiculous. Now, this is the thing. While waiting after the game to see what Babcock had to say, and it ended up being a big old pile of nothing, I saw Morgan Riley, and he was talking about the sports science team. The Leafs sports science team seems to have come up a lot this season. Now, would they tell the coach, hey, maybe give this guy more or less minutes? Because yeah, we joke about Babcock loving his toys. All coaches, they love their toys. He's not this nuts. He's not that, no, he doesn't think this is the greatest idea. He can't. I will give him the credit, for the love of God. And if you're looking for fresh legs, Connor Carrick's sitting up in the press box smelling like a bottle of Febreze. And hipstery coffee. He loves his hipstery coffee. Go follow him on Instagram. If you like hipstery coffee, dogs, and squats, Connor Carrick's Instagram has all of that. Now, it is true that the Leafs schedule is bonkers. The Leafs schedule is always bonkers. Last year, the Leafs schedule was bonkers. All the back-to-backs in the world, and they got a bunch this month, and now they're on this redonkulous road trip too. Is it possible? Is it possible that the Leafs looked at their place in the world, looked at their place in the standings, and went, all right, it's time to slow it down for the next 5 games. Or 10, 15. So question of the game. This seems so dumb. It seems so dumb. And I think this might have been the question last video that I made several hours ago. They're doing this on purpose, right? Some of it's confidence, for sure. Some of it's confidence. Nylander doesn't look as good out there. Marner doesn't look as good out there. But I mean, I think that might have something to do with their role. Nylander in particular. Marner is just so Tasmanian devilish out there. Red Wings, if I were you, I don't know. If I were you, I wouldn't be watching this video. Unless, I guess, no. You know what? I would be. I would be getting sick pleasure out of this. Are you kidding me? A Leaf fan screaming his brain out? Honestly, that's what I would do if I were you. I'd be going, ha ha! That, and after an early one, I'd probably be a little bit more reassured in Jimmy Howard. That's about it. That's what I would do if I were you. You know what? I'll end with this. Last year, it was all about positivity at the end of the season. They're going to do this. These aren't the Leafs of old. They're not going to find a way to screw this up. They're going to do the thing. Are you in? So ignoring the standings and ignoring the way they've played over the past few games, let me ask you, let this be the question of the game. Are you in? I'm pissed off, but I'm also in. I'm going to say this. 3 big losses in a row. Embarrassed, 3 days off. They got a huge 100th anniversary game at home against Carolina. The Leafs will win on Tuesday. I'm guaranteeing it. Let this be my Messier moment. And if you ever see me in the street and you want me to take a picture with a cookie above my head, I'm going to say no. I'll snatch the cookie out of your hand and eat it right in front of your face. With or without Austin Matthews, the Toronto Maple Leafs will beat the Carolina Hurricanes on December 19th. I'm calling it. Worst case scenario, they lose, and then what are you gonna do? Say dangle jinx? Oh yeah, I never get that. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I have screamed myself hoarse. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to. Tell all your friends. Watch my video from earlier today, the last LFR. Watch the video that went on TV on Sportsnet. Read my latest Era Adjusted on sportsnet.ca. We got merch down below. You got a lot to do. Busy bee. Enjoy your weekend.